In this video, I'm going to be talking about celebrating Christmas. This is kind of connected to a video that I was watching today by this person that was, craziness. The other one was about the so-called corrupt Bible versions and the Virgin, claiming that the certain English Bible versions don't say that Mary is a virgin but a young woman. All this BS. Okay, so here's some more BS. This one is about celebrating Christmas. I've heard this before. Some people say you shouldn't celebrate Christmas. It's nonsense. Just for your information, some cults, like the JWs, they don't celebrate Christmas. They don't believe in it either. They don't believe in celebrating Christmas or birthdays. So that tells you a lot. So anyways, so what these people do, these misguided individuals, what they do is they misapply scriptures, which is quite common with cults. Now I think, you know what, it's like this. If you want to celebrate Christmas, go ahead. If you don't want to, go ahead. That's up to you. But I don't believe anyone has the right to tell you that you can't celebrate Christmas if you're a Christian. I think that's kind of crazy. And yet, again, with this, I'm trying to find that. Okay, no, that's the other one. Okay, and yet this person doing this, again, this people following these kind of people like a sheep, for whatever reason, I don't understand. I really don't. It's like people don't have a mind of their own. They can't open up the Bible and read it themselves and ask God for discernment. So that's pretty bad, because you open up yourself to all kinds of deception if you're not willing to do that. You got to be strong. You got to stand on your own 2 feet. Read the Bible for yourself. Ask God for wisdom, for discernment. He'll show you. But you got to guard against self-deception. Anyways, I think I closed that video off. But it was basically, I don't know why I closed that video off. Okay, it doesn't matter. Okay, so basically with Christmas, I don't understand why a Christian wouldn't want to celebrate Christmas. You're celebrating the birth of Christ. Even more important than that is the resurrection, which is Easter. And I know people do the same thing with Easter too. They say it's pagan. Okay. So the verse that these people are using to support this not celebrating Christmas is Jeremiah 10 in the NIV. It's talking about gods and idols. So it says, hear what the Lord says to you, people of Israel. This is what the Lord says. Do not learn the ways of the nations or be terrified by signs in the heavens, though the nations are terrified by them. For the practices of the peoples are worthless. They cut a tree out of the forest, and a craftsman shapes it with his chisel. They adorn it with silver and gold. They fasten it with hammer and nails so it will not totter. Like a scarecrow in a cucumber field, their idols cannot speak. They must be carried because they cannot walk. They do not fear them. They can do no harm, nor can they do any good. Okay, right there, if you're reading it in context, this isn't talking about Christmas trees. This is talking about someone cutting a tree down and using the wood to make an idol that they then worship and adorn. There's no connection between this and a Christmas tree. Because when a person has and you can celebrate Christmas, you don't have to put up a Christmas tree if you don't want to. You can still celebrate Christmas. Okay, there's been times I've done that. If I didn't feel well or whatever, I just didn't put up the tree. But I always celebrate Christmas. My main focus is Christmas dinner, so I always celebrate that. irregardless if I have a tree or not. Anyways, so why are these people twisting this? They're taking something that's talking about getting a tree and making an idol into it, and they're twisting it and making it like you can't have a Christmas tree. It doesn't say that. There's no connection between this and a Christmas tree. See, this is how dumb the fanaticism is when people get into these conspiracy theories. I go overboard with it. And yeah, there may be, a little bit of truth to some of this stuff, but no, this is nonsense. Total nonsense. Now, I myself have never seen anyone bow down and worship a Christmas tree. So there's no connection between that and this. There is nothing. You'd have to really twist things around to make this fit. Like putting a square peg in a round hole. Come on now. I don't understand. People can just read it. What is it saying? It's saying people are cutting a tree out of the forest. Craftsman shapes it with his chisel. What is a chisel for? They're making an idol out of that tree, out of the wood. That's what it means. It doesn't mean that they took a tree out of the forest, they put it up, and then they decorated the tree. No, they didn't do that. It doesn't say that. It doesn't say that. It says they cut the tree, they shaped it into an idol, then they adorned the idol. They did not adorn the tree, they adorned the idol that they made out of the tree. How come no one ever says that? When they're saying, oh, you can't celebrate Christmas because it's pagan. How come no one says that? Yeah, because it doesn't suit their agenda? Oh, okay, let's put it this way. Like I said, you can celebrate Christmas, you don't necessarily have to put up a tree. Okay, this is the thing. How I see it is, the Christmas tree is a tool. It's just a tool. Just one thing you do when you're celebrating the holidays, the Christmas season. It's just a tool, that's it. Okay, how is this any different? Okay, let's put this, we're talking about Christ when he was born. We're celebrating this. Okay, because salvation comes through Christ. So why wouldn't we celebrate his coming on into the earth? God coming to the earth, God in the flesh. Why wouldn't you celebrate that? How is that unchristian? Really? How is it? It isn't. Okay, so let's put a parallel here. We got celebrating Christ's birth, which is Christmas. Now, these same people that are making these outlandish statements, do they have kids or themselves? Do they celebrate birthdays? Or maybe they don't do that either. But let's assume they do. They celebrate birthdays. Okay. When you have a birthday, you celebrate a birthday, you usually have a birthday cake, right? Do they consider the birthday cake an idol? Do they worship the birthday cake? And they also give gifts, don't they? So you see the parallel here? Christmas, you're celebrating the birth of Christ. You might put up a Christmas tree. You don't have to, but you might put up a Christmas tree, which is a tool that you're using to help you celebrate Christmas. And you exchange gifts, see? Which actually goes back to the three wise men. Okay, they brought gifts. Same with the birthday. You have a birthday cake. You're not worshiping the birthday cake. The birthday cake is not an idol. It's just a tool. It's part of the thing that you do, that you use when you're celebrating the birthday. It's an object. That's all it is. Nothing more, nothing less. And you give gifts. It's the same thing. So for all these people that want to twist things and make something that's not there, then oh, terrible. Oh, sorry about that. I'm not going to redo this. I'm too tired all the time anyways. Okay, so basically for these people that are acting like this, if they have such a major problem, then if they are celebrating birthdays, then they're hypocrites, because what they're doing is that birthday cake, according to their line of thinking regarding Christmas, that birthday cake is an idol, and they're worshiping the birthday cake. See, I just am trying to make a point just to show how stupid this is, because Jeremiah 10 does not have anything to do with Christmas, has nothing to do with Christmas trees. It's talking about making idols. And nobody in their right mind is going to put up a Christmas tree and bow down to the Christmas tree and worship the Christmas tree. That's not what it's for. I have never ever seen and or heard of anyone worshiping a Christmas tree. Idols are always connected to worship. False gods. They make idols to their false gods. Gods always demand worship. It always includes some form of worship. Nobody is worshiping Christmas trees. So Jeremiah 10 does not apply. It's a misapplication by some person that has some kind of problem. Who knows? Why don't they want to celebrate Christmas anyways? What's really their problem? They don't want to commemorate Christ's birth. They don't think it's important. They're too cheap to give Christmas gifts to their loved ones. What's the problem here, really? What is that? And like I said with the other video before, it really disgusts me how all these people are following these people around and bowing. It's almost like they're idol worshipping people that make these stupid videos. Oh, do you think it's okay? Should I celebrate Christmas? Oh, well, if you think I shouldn't, then I better not do that. Why? These people are not God. They're just people. Unbelievable. Just one more stupid thing on YouTube. Okay? Whatever. Anyway, so bottom line is this. If you want to worship a tree, well then, I guess then you're an idol worshiper. But Christmas is not about worshiping trees. It's about honoring the birth of Christ. Oh yeah, and the other thing too, before I go on, it's not just the Jeremiah 10, that video that I was watching. I knocked it off. I closed that one tab. Okay, but it doesn't matter. Because there is a verse in Colossians 2 in the NIV. Freedom from human rules, starting in verse 16, says, "Therefore do not let anyone judge you by what you eat or drink, or with regard to a religious festival, a new moon celebration, or a Sabbath day. These are a shadow of the things that were to come. The reality, however, is found in Christ." Okay, so this person stated that that is a stupid verse to use to say that it's okay to celebrate Christmas. Okay. So this person claims to be a Christian, but yet this says this is a stupid verse. Really? All this verse is saying is for not to let someone else impose on you that you're not supposed to celebrate a particular day. Okay, it's like this. If you want to celebrate Christmas, you have a clear conscience, and you're not bound to no tree and worshiping a tree. There's nothing wrong with that. That person is basically overstepping their boundaries. They need to worry about themselves, okay? If they don't want to celebrate Christmas, they don't have to. But they got no right to say that you can't celebrate Christmas. That's the whole point. As in not judging you. As in saying you're not supposed to do this. I'm not doing this, you better not do this. It isn't like that. So the thing is, some people's faith is so weak that they have a problem with every little thing. Like there's some things that are wrong. It's kind of obvious, right? If you're going to go to some kind of like secular movies, I don't even watch them really. Unless they're old. There's not much out there now that's not garbage, right? So if you're going to watch some garbage movie, yeah, that's wrong. That's kind of common sense. You don't do that, right? There's nothing immoral about a Christmas tree. It's just a tree, artificial or real, that you decorate use as a tool, just like with the birthday cake and the birthday. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing immoral about it. You're not worshiping it. You're not bowing down to it. So, yeah, so this crazy stuff. And like I said, I don't understand why people are using these certain verses because, again, I'm going to reiterate that Jeremiah 10 is talking about God, it's talking about idols, people making idols and worshiping them. That's what it's talking about. So they did not worship a tree. It's not talking about them worshiping, decorate. If people think that this is talking about decorating a tree and worshiping it, you are sadly mistaken. You need to get the verse out, pull it out, and read it again. Because that's not what it's talking about. It's talking about taking a tree, making a idol out of the tree, the wood part of the idol, because you're using a chisel. So you are carving out an image, basically, an idol out of that tree. That's what you're doing. Then after you make the idol out of the tree, then you're decorating it with silver and gold, and then you're doing all that, and then you're worshiping it. You see? Nothing to do. That's proof. 100% proof positive. Has nothing to do with Christmas trees. Nothing whatsoever. There's nothing in the Bible that says you cannot celebrate Christmas. Absolutely nothing. Yeah, so whatever. These crazy people need to lay off. So, and again, a warning. There's a lot of this garbage on YouTube. People asking for donations, promoting this Patreon thing where you have to pay money. They want money. They want you to subscribe monthly. I think it's like, one I seen was like $10 or something. You could pay per month, even as low as $1, I think, or whatever. But yeah, this is what they want. They're looking for the cash cow. That's what they really want. They're worshiping the cash cow. What does it say in the Bible about worshiping a cash cow? Is there anything about that in the Bible? That's what they're doing. It's all about the money. You know, really, when you really boil it down, just break it down to the source. A lot of the time, it's about power and money. That's all it's about. They want people following them. They want to control people. They want to get tons of subscriptions because in order to make any money, they need lots of people to follow them, and they need people to be loyal to them. So then they'll make revenue off their videos, and then if you donate to them, they make revenue again. And these people are not registered charitable organizations, you know, so you don't get no tax receipt or anything like if you donate. Normally you would get. And I also noticed another weird thing too in a lot of these videos, different videos. A lot of these, they're selling merchandise like shirts and mugs from Teespring. I've seen more than one person doing this. So you're going to tell me it's not all about the money. Oh, and of course they write books sometimes too, and they're going to sell those. It's all about the money. Some of them even have, I don't know what you want to call it. I don't know if you call it a contest or some kind of promotion, I guess. That, I guess, if they get so many subscribers or whatever, they'll give you something. See, that it's all marketing. That's retail merchandising. What has that got to do with God? But yet they're saying you can't have a Christmas tree. That makes no sense. Anyway, so just if you want to have a Christmas, celebrate Christmas, birth of Christ, nothing wrong with it. Put up a tree if you want. If you don't have to. Doesn't matter. This is just totally wrong. Too many people want to follow some man. You don't follow people. You follow God. You don't follow people. That just makes me sick. I don't get it. I don't understand. Why follow some person? And then you're asking this person permission if you can have a Christmas tree, or you can celebrate Christmas, or what Bible translation you can read? That's pathetic. It really is. It's really pathetic. That is pathetic. You're feeding into that person's narcissistic ego. That's what you're doing. And those kind of people, they just laughing all the way to the bank. And you can tell by the way they talk and their lifestyle. They're arrogant. They're not very religious type people. They're not spiritual type people. They're very worldly. You can tell. Come on, you got to be blind not to see all this. I mean, like some of them, they got the big house. Not saying there's something wrong with, having a nice house, as long as you worked for it. But not that you mooched off people and used religion to do it. Big difference, right? If you did honest work, that's fine. If you mooched off people and you're a freeloader and using religion because you think that's the way to make money, even the Bible talks about that, then it's evil. It's not right. But a lot of these people, you can tell they're worldly because they want to have a big house, they want to have the fancy car. They have 20 pounds of jewelry hanging on them. They put so much makeup on that you'd have to chisel it off of them. That's worldly. To me, that's not a spiritual person. If you're truly a spiritual person, you don't need all that. You don't need all that. So to me, I can smell a rat a mile away. They look phony and fake to me. They're just doing it for the money. And then they have to have sensational topics, right? Because that's the other thing too. Regular Christianity is boring to a lot of people. And maybe it is boring to a lot of people. But maybe the reason it's boring to them is because they're empty inside. So they need to look for some kind of excitement so they can feel alive. So then they're attracted to these conspiracy theories and these way out things like, oh, you can't celebrate Christmas, and it's the doctrines of demons, and whatever. These people, they just take things and twist it. Anyways, I'm going on and on and on. I made my point regarding the Christmas tree. Proof positive, read it for yourself in Jeremiah 10. It's not talking about taking a tree and decorating a tree. If you read it, it's talking about taking a tree and using the wood of the tree to make an idol and then decorating that idol and then you're worshipping it. See? Big difference. It's not talking about Christmas trees. Not even close. And so those people that think you're not supposed to celebrate Christmas and you shouldn't put up a Christmas tree, next time they have a birthday or for their kid or themselves or whatever, they can't celebrate that either because they're worshipping themselves as an idol when they're celebrating their birthday or someone else's, and that birthday cake is an idol, so they can't do that. They can't have a birthday cake or no birthday and not give any presents. That makes as much sense as what they're saying about Christmas trees on Christmas. Okay, thanks for listening. Bye.